Good morning. I am really looking forward to this. Coffee and a bit of chat. After all, happiness is egg-shaped this early in the morning.
If I'm up this early, the coffee better be good.
And if I'm up this early, Bruce better be buying.
Good morning, we're at Cairngorm Coffee and I am delighted to be joined by the wonderful and former Happiness Is podcast guests, Lisa Thomson and Emma Wassell. Good morning.
Morning.
This is early.
It's very early.
And you're now fit, so you've been doing a heap of training.
I don't know if fit is a word. I can play rugby again. We're still working on the fitness, and I think you realise how much your game fitness goes. I played 15 minutes of rugby, and that was a lot. lungs are still being tested.
You were delighted though when you told me that she played 15 minutes. You were properly happy. How good is it having her back?
Yeah, class. I feel like a wee proud mum. She, like 3 weeks ago, she's like, I'm never going to play rugby again, but now she's played 15 minutes. So, it's always good having Waz about. So, yeah, chuffed to have her back in the squad.
Did you have some doubts? Was there some lows?
We've been quite lucky in the sense we got all the players that were meant to be going to South Africa would be part of camp regardless if they were training fully or rehabbing or whatever. So I've been in from the beginning, but that wasn't always a guarantee that I'd go to South Africa. The kind of decision would be made after the first 3 weeks, depending on where I was on my return to play. I remember at the end of maybe the second week, I was driving home in the car. And that was only about 3 weeks ago, and I was driving home in the car, crying my eyes out. I was like, I'm just never going to make it. I felt so far away. I was watching the girls conditioning, training, full contact, and I'm just kind of learning to run on the side of the pitch again. And yeah, it felt a million miles away, but trust the process, stick to the plan, and yeah, here we are. That's it. 15-minute run out. Cried again, get that out of the way.
Cried again, happy, cried again,
really
tired
happy.
and emotional?
No, happy, really happy. Feel very, very lucky that I get kind of an opportunity to go away and do what I love most.
It's class. You are so supportive though, eh? There's a massive celebration when something like that happens.
Yeah, I think we've just known each other so long and being in that environment, and you know how tough it is going through an injury. So to then watch somebody go through something like that's been an ongoing thing for a wee while for Waz. So to be in a position to get it fixed and then finally get back on the pitch, she'll be flying by the time we get back through to South Africa. So be all right. You'll be actually fit then.
South Africa, how good is that though? In the time you guys have been involved, the game's unrecognisable. Getting to go to South Africa for 3.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's
huge.
It is huge, but it should be normal. But it's huge.
It's huge. We went out in 2019?
Yeah, it was before COVID.
Before COVID, that's like a timestamp, isn't it? We went out there for 10 days, played 2 tests against South Africa then, and that was our first Southern Hemisphere.
That was our first tour.
First tour, first everything.
So cool.
Which was so cool. But to go back there now is, when the game's in a different place. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.
That's what we like.
See, I told you were going to get coffee.
Fine.
And it was you two that chose Cairngorm Coffee.
Yeah, we're big fans.
It's a consistently good place.
Yeah.
It's popular with rugby people too.
Yeah.
Rugby players love this place. I'm told the the England men's team hired the place out.
Oh, really?
Exclusive. Jamie George, I think, Mr. Coffee in the England squad hired it out for when they came up.
It is good.
So, who knows? Could be sitting on the stool that Marcus Smith, he's my favourite.
Or he could be sitting on the stool I've sat on.
That's true. Well, that's what you can say now.
We actually did a coffee. What did we do?
I was in there.
Sorry. Oops. So remember that time he was really supportive? Forgot when she wasn't there.
I missed that Six Nations.
I jumped in just for that week. We did a tutorial. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Fran McGee's brother taught us all how to do latte art and stuff.
Latte art.
Is that what you call it?
That's
It's
what
not
you call
latte,
it.
but
I like it.
Yeah.
You're a flat white girl. You're flat white too. Always.
Flat white or cortado, depending on how much milk you've had that day.
Cortado's
I don't
crazy.
even know what that is.
Cortado's smaller, so kind of less milk.
And why coffee? Just because you can? Because it's
Well,
You know
nice.
what? Like I got a coffee machine. I actually bought a coffee machine during lockdown, and then just got obsessed with the whole process. Obviously, doing latte art. I mean, I'm okay at that.
she's good. She is good.
Can you do me?
That's a big answer.
It would just be a wee blob, wouldn't it?
There's bound to be a
I mean, to
groove.
be fair, yeah,
It's just a circle.
There's bound to be a groove kind of stencil or something like that you could use and just say it was me. Just round the nose a wee bit.
But no, I think, yeah.
It's just a social activity, isn't it?
Kind of like trying out different beans and all the rest of it, and yeah, it's kind of going from there. And I think it's like everyone's kind of appreciates coffee a wee bit more.
The whole squad though look like they drink. Is there anybody that doesn't drink coffee?
There's a few still.
Is there?
But there's a lot
Are
of people
those the
that just
kids?
drink
Are those
coffee,
the
like,
young ones?
Like,
Chloe Rowley.
Does she not
She's
drink
not a
coffee?
coffee gal. Meryl, not a coffee gal.
Really?
yeah.
So what do they do while you all
Don't know.
have coffee?
I offered me and Mez were rooming last week. I offered her a coffee in the morning. She said no. I was like, okay, what are you gonna
What are you
do?
gonna do? Just
How did
live,
you get?
survive?
How did you
Like-
get paired? Why was that?
Just not wasn't about rugby. Definitely, that's why we got paired.
So South Africa, how does a tour work? You get on the plane, all your stash, you arrive. Do you know who your roommates are? Do
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Not yet, but we should. Hopefully
Who
before we get on the
decides?
plane. Ellen Dixon.
So you don't get? Do you get to put a word in? You must.
Yeah.
You experienced campaigners, you must.
Ellen knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I think a big part of it, genuinely, is obviously, so like, everyone's sleeping pattern is so different. So some people get up really early, some people like a wee bit reliant, believe it or not, that's us.
So if we happen to be in the same sleep schedule as we want to be sharing a room, then that's how
kind of
that
people who
works.
snore, they,
we veto them.
there's different things like that. That's actually how it's worked
Yeah.
out. And obviously there's an element of like positional and all the rest of it.
So you're going to be with Sarah Bonner?
Do you know what? She's a good roomie for me in the sense she is OCD tidy, like military tidy, folding things. Like she starts folding my clothes, and
Yeah.
like, just leave it.
Oh, nice.
Whereas
Oh,
I'm
she'd
like,
tidy your side as
yeah,
well.
but-
She's good.
Or she's very good at just like switching off, like from my side, which is a bomb site. Like, I don't know what happens. It just
But you don't get a minute to
No,
tidy
I
up
just-
in
I
camp. I
don't-
don't know how
Oh,
she
hang
does
on,
it.
let me get my tiny violin out.
like
Don't get a minute, it's so busy.
So-
The room's a mess.
with Bonds, it's good. She can accept who I am and what my side of the room looks like, and then hers is spotless, which yeah, also very easy to room with. Me and Tomo, great fun, but people come into our room and
They judge us straight
they
away.
judge us, and it's not
Is
judge
yours
us.
the party room? If you two are sharing,
No,
is
it's
that
just
room everybody goes?
No, it's just a
Absolute
bomb
tip.
site.
So whose room is the one that everybody goes to? Who's the magnet?
Some people do tend to put music on and leave their door open, maybe like a Rona Lloyd.
Like a Rona Lloyd. Is the ukulele allowed
It's
to
not
go
been out in
to?
a while.
It's not
Oh,
been
it
out in a
can
while,
definitely
but
come.
that'll definitely be in
But it's not been out for a while. But
And when you go to South Africa and you see these other teams, how well do you know your opposition?
USA girls, I think like we've played with a few of them, so like there's a few at Loughborough, isn't there?
No, not anymore.
Okay, cancel that.
But Hallie, one of she
Was at Loughborough.
Was at Loughborough.
Few at
And
Sale.
another one in the prop, she was also at Loughborough.
Yeah,
Do you like playing against people you know?
I think it adds a wee bit of fun to it. But when you're in the game, like it's hard to, I don't know. For me, like playing against Katana Howard, I lived with her when I was at Sale, and we were playing 12 against each other at John Health or at the Hive now. You just have a wee glance opposite each other when you're away to run a set piece move or something. So it adds a wee bit of fun to it. But when you're in the moment, no idea who's running towards you, so it doesn't make that much difference. But it's always fun to get the chat in the week leading up to the game.
Line out time, a little bit of chat as you
Yeah.
gather up.
You know what? Who are you talking about it. I was talking. We were talking about this today. There's also different kind of personalities in the squad in terms of who will give a little bit of back chat and who doesn't. And I'm generally not. I don't really get involved in the nippy comments. Sarah Bonner can get wound up. Abella, but she yeah. People, I wouldn't. If I was to ever say anything, it would be at line out time.
And Lana, does she get involved? I would imagine it'd be difficult for somebody from another country to understand Lana in the heat of the moment.
I think she can see red as well. Like she could
Absolutely
see
no
red.
doubt.
She would very much take it out on, like, she would just absolutely smash someone.
Rather than
Rather
yapping
than,
at somebody.
giving them.
But if she gets angry, probably aren't understanding what she says.
Do you have to translate for her?
Sometimes.
Honestly,
The three of us are
when
together.
Paul, Chloe Rowley and Lana are together, everyone's like,
What's going on in
what are
there?
you talking about? Because that sound, the
Love it.
Warner's accent is thick.
You are speaking really properly. Put a camera
good,
on
eh?
and all of a
She's
sudden.
good, but a bit
I know.
wonky.
I was only home a couple of weeks ago. It's gone again. But microphone's on. Accent.
Yeah.
Posh
Yeah, I
accent
get
is
it.
out.
I get it. I get it. Radio voice. So when you go to South Africa and that squad's together, there's obviously a lot of progress can be made spending all that time together, but you need time away. So have you scoped out some coffee joints in South Africa?
We have been
Have you really?
Aye.
Have you really?
What do you mean?
You know what?
Really?
I remember there was one.
You've not got time to tidy your room, but you've got time to
Yeah, so
scope out
I don't want
coffee
to tidy my room, it's not a priority. But scrolling TikTok to find coffee shops
Is
in
that
Cape
where
Town
you find?
You know what? There is some good between Instagram and TikTok. You can get some good finds.
So what do you search? Cape Town coffee or how?
I
Oh,
think you
yeah.
just speak though, and your phone really does
It
know.
just come up now.
It does just come up.
But
We
that
need
is
to be
actually,
prepared. Imagine we went over there and didn't know where the good coffee was. What a
that's
waste of
something I
time.
think there's nothing more disappointing than like if you're gonna go out for coffee or whatever and
Then it's a letdown.
it's a letdown.
And they give you a
If
huge
milk's
big
too
cup.
hot,
Cup's
Cup
huge,
huge.
serrated. It's not good.
like the roast is like super dark, like there's some warning signs, and there's also some good signs. Like
Are we okay?
cup is like
Oh, the
Up
cup
there.
is the cup is like a game changer.
I'm thinking
I
that
even have
the
a wee
opposition
story.
lock's going to wind you up about coffee. That's going to be how they press your buttons.
you know.
We've been working on not having our buttons pressed.
Have you?
Yeah. We're
Seriously?
chill. Yeah, yeah.
With a psychologist or each other?
Yeah,
Or
no, we've had a sports
Psychologist.
psych and just like
what a job, sports psych with you lot. Like that.
some of the questions he's getting, he's like,
What?
it's good though.
It's so good. That's
But
how far the
you-
game's moved though.
You've told me about reviews and how quite often you go, yeah, I'm fine, but so do you suck it back to him?
I-
Do you ask him more questions?
Well, I mean, a big question. One of my biggest questions, we're kind of talking about the controllables and the not controllables, and what you can control is within you. He's telling me I can control my feelings. My feelings are within me, so I can control them. I tried to argue the point.
He did not stand down.
Then I cried.
I can't control this.
Really?
But it's really
It's so
good. It makes you
interesting.
think, and obviously it's about kind of like training yourself to be able to control that sort of thing, your feelings.
And you hear male players saying things like, if you saw a sports psychologist at the beginning, you hid it because that meant there was something wrong. And now people are saying, why are you not seeing the sports psych?
100%.
So it is helping.
Yeah.
And is everybody, is this all in, or is this just people who want to?
Yeah, no, all in. We've got some group workshops, and then you can just mess him and catch him one-on-one. He's great, very approachable. So, like, that's how much the game's moved forward from when we came in. There's no way that we had access to a sports psychologist. We were only just getting a full-time head coach. Now we've got a psychologist.
And what's new coach like? What's Matt Banahan like?
He's good. He's still settling in.
He's massive.
He is.
He's an
I know,
absolute
I
giant.
actually can tall him. Alright.
And is he actually jumping out and giving people a fright?
Oh, aye. I
Is
really
this a-
did
He's
miss
still,
that.
he's
but,
definitely
mhm.
still got the inner rugby boy
Aye.
within him.
So he's a small child who's
Yeah,
Yeah.
got
so
a
that,
coaching gig. And
that's
But
a
no,
great way to describe him.
He's
an
well.
absolute giant. And then if he jumps out on you, you are properly going to scream.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big, scary man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the response would be.
I can't wait
I don't
to
think
see
I'd be
that.
screaming.
Just an Instagram post where he's got a black eye, or he's in the coaching box behind his iPad, and he's got a black eye, and it's because you lamped him. So it's exciting times.
No, definitely. It's good to just have different folk from different environments. Like he's always had a class playing career and been in like academies and stuff coaching, and then to come up to us and coach just gives a fresh set of eyes, really.
So this is obviously important. Six Nations is then the next sort of cab off the rank. What's the target? Have you spoken about that, or are you going to give me that? Or no, we're just focusing on what's in front of us.
Oh, we've not even spoken about Six Nations.
We haven't. I think we naturally, grand scheme of things, we have to think about the World Cup 2025. We've not all actually know how that's going to work yet, but we do know it will probably be based on rankings. It's 16 players from next World Cup, whereas this World Cup's only 12, so our chances are
Much higher.
much higher. But we need to perform well in WXV because that will determine kind of
I
next
think it
year's
has something to do with
competition.
that, yeah.
And then ultimately in Six Nations, that plays a big part in terms of world ranking. So I think we would definitely want to do one better than last year. That would be my say on it. But
And WXV, the bit I love about it, a bit like the Men's World Cup just now, I can't believe people are saying the lesser teams shouldn't be in it. That really winds me up. But a lot of your caps have been Six Nations caps or caps against the home nations. To go and play against other countries, I know it's a different environment because you're going to South Africa, but playing against different teams must spark a bit of enthusiasm, a bit of this is keeping it fresh and keeping it quite...
Yeah, I think so.
We've got South Africa, we've got USA, and we've got Japan. You couldn't get the three
Completely different
teams in terms of how they played.
Yeah.
South Africa hugely physical. I'd say USA more similar to us in terms of how they played. Japan.
So fast.
And last time honestly, when last time
So
I played
fast.
Japan, it was like I was playing sevens. You tackled them and they were gone.
It was like they had
fast.
duplicates of themselves on the pitch. Like you'd tackle them, they'd be back on their feet straight away. And you're like,
Honestly,
And that
I'm
was
still
in
on the floor.
Edinburgh. That was again in Edinburgh when they came over.
oh,
yeah,
we had one in Glasgow.
And then we've also had one in Glasgow against them. But just a really fast game. And yeah, we can hit as well.
Yeah, they're just
Really, so
Yeah.
like really kind of challenging games, but all with kind of different approaches.
So how much are you doing about South Africa, USA and Japan? How much analysis are you doing about them?
it's kind of just on the back burner at the minute. So,
So
like,
it's about you at the moment.
we've literally just finished pre-season, so like have been watching USA, South Africa, and Japan in the back burner, getting ready for that. But yeah, we've not even been
Not
talking
like
about
in
that
depth,
at all.
yeah.
Because when you play Six Nations, you know almost all those players. You played with and against all those players, so there's a lot of familiarity there. Those three teams, it is that freshness, and you're going to have to look after yourself. Of course, you can do analysis on them, but you're going to have to look after yourself. So that must stand you in good stead in prep for Six Nations, World Rankings, World Cup.
Yeah, I think it does just add that bit of freshness. Then when you focus on yourself, sometimes it is a bit more refreshing in the sense of you just play heads up rugby. You're not getting bogged down with too much of what's happening. You think they're going to do.
You've got to have an awareness, but I think we've been caught in that in the
Yeah,
past.
too much other way.
Trying to read a play before it's even happened, and you do kind of lose the heads up. We just play what's in front of you. So hopefully.
And a World Cup to come, motivation after that last World Cup must be huge.
Huge. I think literally as soon as we got back, we were talking about 2025. Like the depth that we have now is kind of mad, and it's actually unreal.
There was a lot of pressure on probably a first 15 in New Zealand to produce.
No, definitely, and it's not possible for 3-4 games back to back. So I think that Six Nations that's just gone, like a few of us were away injured, like it was a huge opportunity and people stepped up and folk have definitely...
That would have been a much bigger deal even a year ago, 2 years ago, to have players like you missing and injured players, you know, especially the forward pack was probably really hard hit.
Up. And it makes kind of training now so much more competitive, and that ultimately just
makes everybody better.
Pushes you more and does make you better, and also makes you really appreciate how much you want it and how much it should mean to get that, whether it's starting or then like to get that playing shirt and to play for Scotland. So.
And I love talking about the former internationals because they're full of characters. They're amazing. Sandra Colamartino just cracks me up, and this play that she's writing about.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Oh, so good, and she's buzzing about it, and there's lots of things happening. Donna Kennedy, you know, there's so many who are invested in it and love seeing what you're doing. They've played a big part in your enthusiasm and appreciation probably for what you've got.
Yeah, and you know what, it is going to be quite a shame. It's like we've probably only realised it or kind of made that connection with them of more recent.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, like kind of what they did is a huge kind of motivator to make sure that we do that and have kind of a similar impact on a younger generation, because yeah, as I say, when I first started, I was playing for me, for enjoyment, and never thought of the bigger picture that this could have.
I think we just couldn't see it either.
Yeah. Oh my God, no. And then,
No, you couldn't have known.
No.
It was never.
It was just never there.
In the press, social media wasn't a thing you didn't grow up with. So how would you?
Weren't able to see it, but like now they've came in and they've done their like dinners and stuff. We've been along to the reunions and that, and they are crazy. They're crazy,
They are
and we can only aspire to be just like them when we're done, I think.
And my two girls know you. They know the players. They're aware of it. They were watching the Football World Cup. They know female sports people. They're role models now. It's really amazing. One of the bits I love when you play at home is that channel from the main stadium where you get changed to the pitch, and it takes hours for you to get off the pitch because people want autographs, selfies.
They want everything off your back.
And it's not just girls. It's not just young girls. It's 44-year-old men.
Yeah.
There's dads, grannies. I know I look a lot younger. Careful, I've got feelings. You two have been harsh.
Come on, that's one.
But how, like you play, but there's that bit, and you all from 1 to 28 or however many there are. Like Chloe was doing press after I think the Welsh game. It took her about 2 hours from the final whistle to actually I think getting the changing room because she was doing so much social media press, speaking to people. It's not your job.
But we love it. It is part of the job.
I think it is. I think that kind of responsibility is not ours, and it's actually so nice. Yeah, sometimes it can take a while, but seeing any little young girl, young boy, anyone that's remotely excited or kind of has come on to watch us, it's a huge kind of, like for me, still like a bit of a pinch me moment, like a bit like I'm
so cool.
It is, and it's just really nice to know that you have maybe encouraged someone else to get along to a rugby training session, or even just to take up sport.
Yeah, anything.
So yeah, and I would just always like to think that like we as a squad are kind of approachable, and you can always ask for a photo and autograph for anything like that, which is, again, that sounds just ridiculous even saying that.
Even in a coffee shop.
Yes, if we buy my coffee.
And on that note, folks, I've absolutely loved it. All the best in South Africa. Can we do it again? Can we have another coffee date?
Absolutely.
Promise.
We'll buy next time.
You'll buy next time. Right, I'm in. Cheers.
Cheers.
How good was that? What an amazing coffee day. Lisa Thomson, Emma Wassell, they love their coffee, they love their rugby. Perfect for me. I hope they go well in South Africa, and who knows, who'll be the next date? I've got a few ideas. Happiness is egg-shaped.